Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Life with Patty. See where I'm sitting so you know what's going to happen. Of course you read the title anyways, but we are going to have a book review. Is this not the fastest second book review I've done in a row? Like I did a book review of The Epitaph of the Peach last Saturday, and here we are, it's Sunday, and I have another book review for you. So today I will be doing a book review on The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. This was, let's see, it was 451 pages. Now, I read this in a week, so what does that tell you? And I don't have a lot of extra time. I work full-time and tend to my husband and take care of my house and have my grandson. But what does that tell you? I read this book on every break I had at work. I read it on my lunch, everything, because it was so good. Now, if you are not familiar with reading Kristen Hanna, she never disappoints, never disappoints. Her books are always at least 400 pages. The last one I read from her was The Great Alone, which I gave a 5, and I will give this a 5. Yes, you heard it right, folks. I gave this a 5. So this is about the Dust Bowl that happened in the 30s. And this is based on a true story of Texas, Kansas, and Oklahoma. And they had severe drought, and they had these wild, wild winds that they called dust storms because they literally blew so much dry dirt. The earth cracked. I mean, it would be piled like snow, but it would be dust. People died from inhaling all the dust. And so that is what this story is based on. It is based on a girl named Elsa who lives with a prominent family, and her father is a banker and they have money. But they think that she is a homely child compared to their other daughters. And at 12, she got sick. And from there on out, they pretty much just locked her in her room and told her that she was a sick child and she couldn't do anything. And they just left her there other than to go to church. She came down for meals, but to take her out in public, they didn't want to deal with her. When she was 27, she broke out of the house one night and went to a bar, and she met a guy, and she said that it was the first time it felt good to have somebody pay attention to her and show her affection. And so needless to say, she got pregnant in the 30s out of wedlock, and her father was so mad, and he took her to the boy's family and dropped her off and said, "You have ruined my daughter, you take care of her." And they never looked back. They never tried to get a hold of her, nothing. So her boyfriend at that time, who really didn't love her, he was just with her, I think, for the hanky-panky, so to speak, but he married her, and they had 2 children, and they lived with his family, and they lived out in the country, and they had a wheat farm. And it just shows, in this book, it talks about how hard it was with the depression and the weather back there, and everybody thought it would be better to move to California. All 3 of those states. They thought it would be better to move to California. The weather's better. There's lots of rain. There's lots of work. You can make it big. And so eventually Elsa and her 2 children traveled out to California, and it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. And the labor laws were horrible back then. And they treated them, they called them migrants, even though, you know, they were from our own country, because they said they were getting overran by them. And it just showed how this book talks about how they lived when they got here to California, what they expected and what they really got, and what they had to go through. And I'm not going to go on any further than that with the book, because it's such a good read. You guys really, really seriously need to read the book. And I'm in a book club on Facebook, and I would say 90% of the people that read this book loved it. there's that 10% that said it was just dragging on and that it was like too much, and they got to midway through the book and they just quit. I hate quitting on a book once I start it, but in my opinion, it was a wonderful read. It taught me a lot. I did not learn about the Dust Bowl in school. Now, I'm going to be 60 years old this year, and my brother is 4 years younger than me, and I asked him as well, did you learn about the Dust Bowl in school? And he said, no, we never learned about it in history. So, I mean, I had heard about it, but I never knew what it really entailed. So this was very educational as well to me. And, you know, my father, he used to tell me when I was in high school, even grammar school, he would pick me up from school, or at the dinner table, we all talked as a family, and he would say, what did you learn today, Patty? I didn't learn anything today. Yes, you did. You learned something every day of your life. And, you know, I always use that as an example because as I get older now, it is very true. You will learn something every day of your life, whether it be how to get to this store, what this restaurant tastes like, how this person is, whatever it is, you will learn something every day of your life. You will learn not to tick this person off, or you'll learn this person's temper, or you'll learn how to bake a cake. Even if you're not in school, you will learn something every day. So I learned a lot from this book, and it was a good story. She shared it well with all of us. So great job, Kristen Hanna. Now, because this is fairly new on the charts and a lot of people are reading it, I'd like to know, have any of you read this, and what did you think of it? Put it in the comments below. Okay, this book has been out for a while, but this is going to be my next read. The Road to Bittersweet by Donna Everhart. And I know that Nina from the Stephen Nina show, I know that Nina has read this book. And it again is starting to take place in, I think it was 1940 is when this is going to take place. So, I will let you know in a book review how I felt about this book. This book is only 320 pages, so not too bad. And I'm looking forward to reading it. So, yeah, and I wanted to show you my pretty bookmark. Isn't that pretty? And look at that. Isn't that so pretty? I love it. I bought like 3 new bookmarks, but I liked that one, so... Anyways, that is my book review for today. I am off to go to a live play this afternoon. It is put on by our town, by the Stagehands Theater group, and it's called The Odd Couple, which I think was based on the show, The Odd Couple, that was on TV back in the 70s. I'm sure a lot of you remember that. A lot of you don't remember it at all. But I've been to, this is their last day. They did last week and this week, and this is their last performance. And I've been told that it was great. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I will try to take some videos, but I don't know if they allow that in the theater, and I completely understand if they don't. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to going. And it has been so cold here the last couple of days. We had 80-degree weather, and like it was 86 on Wednesday, and yesterday and today's only in the 50s, and it has rained buckets again. But it's supposed to be back in the 70s tomorrow and up to the 80s by the end of the week again. I think this is our last hurrah for winter weather with the rain and the cold. And then we are on to summer, and then we'll start complaining about summer, you know, like normal. All right, you guys, first question is, have you read The Four Winds, and what did you think about it? Second, in the comments below, if you're a reader, let me know what you're reading right now, because I always like new ideas. And yeah, give me the title of the book and the author so I know and I can see if I've read it or not. Have a great day. Have a great week ahead, and I shall talk to you later.